welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us here. Week 12 of our school readiness sessions here at Flip. We're been getting into science starting this week. So I'm glad you guys are able to join me again on video here. We'll start with our good morning song. So everyone get your clapping hands out. We haven't done this in a while, so let's shake them up. All right, are you guys ready? Good morning, how are you? How are you? Very well, I thank you, very well, I thank you, and you, and you. Buenos días, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Muy bien, gracias, y ustedes, y ustedes. All right, good job, guys. I'm glad you guys sang the good morning song with me. If you have not had a chance to do your journal, now's the time to stop and go do your journal activity, and then come on back, and we'll go forth from there. All right, so now that you have a chance to do your journal, for those who may or may not have their journal with them, our journal topic is drawing a picture of a planet. You can see it right there. Draw a picture of a planet, right? So you draw a picture of your planet. What kind of features are you putting on there? Is there water? Are there mountains? Are there deserts? What sorts of things does your planet have, right? So you draw a picture of that, right? So we're going to talk about the planets today in our story. Right? That's a cool planet. I like it. Speaking of planets, what planet are we currently living on? That's right, we live on planet Earth. But there are many other planets in our solar system. And I have a book all about those that we're gonna read together before we talk about these items you see behind me on the table. So, our book is called Solar System, okay? And in your flip bags, you guys should have a copy of this. So take a moment. If you don't have it out already, go and grab it, and you can read along with me. Solar System. It's by Jill McDonald. Look up at the sky. What do you see? If you're reading this in the daytime, you might see the sun. If you're reading it at night, what else might you see? Can you see the moon? In the daytime, we see the sun. The sun is the center of our solar system. Let's learn about the other planets that travel around it. What does the sun do for us? Yeah, it does all those things. First is Mercury. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun and is the smallest. Venus is the second planet. Venus is both the hottest and the brightest planet. And in the night sky during certain parts of the year, you can see it without a telescope. It's pretty cool, huh? Next is the planet we live on. We live on Earth. That's right. We live on Earth. And Earth is the largest of the 4 rocky interior planets, and is the only planet that has liquid water on it. It's very important. Next is the planet closest to the planet Earth. What color is that? Red, yeah. So its nickname's the red planet. This is Mars. And Mars has the tallest mountain in our whole solar system, Olympus Mons. 2.5 times taller than Mount Everest here on Earth. That's pretty cool. Okay. After Mars, we get to the gas giant planets. The biggest planet in our solar system is the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet. Okay. Also has a lot of storms on it. And this one right here calls the Great Red Spot. And that's a storm that's been raging nonstop for almost 400 years. It's a long time. You know how big that is? About the size of 30 planet Earths. Just that spot. The next largest planet is the planet Saturn. Now, all of the gas giants have these. What are these? These are the rings, that's right. All of the gas giants have rings, but Saturn's are more prominent than all of the others. Okay? Now, these rings are not solid. They're made of rock, dust, and ice. Some of them are as small as your hand, and others are as big as your house. Next are Uranus and Neptune. They're almost the exact same size. But Uranus does something kind of weird. The rest of our planets rotate in much like this fashion. Not Uranus. Uranus rotates on its side like this. It's kind of a goofy planet. The next is Neptune. And Neptune is very, very windy. In fact, winds as fast as 1,200 miles per hour. Right? And there's a neat little cloud on there called Nimbus that flies around nonstop all around Neptune. That's pretty neat. Now, the last but not least is Pluto. Now, Pluto is not classified as a planet. It's classified as a dwarf planet because it's very, very, very far away from the sun, and it orbits differently than the other planets. In fact, Pluto is smaller than the Earth's moon. Stars twinkle in the night sky. If you do this, if you connect the dots between the stars, they make pictures. We call those constellations. Can you do that with your book? Connect our stars together? Yeah. You try it. Sometimes we see this, a comet soaring across the sky. And comets are made of rock and ice and other gases. And we can see their comet tail as they warm up. Okay? So the closer they get to the sun, the more they start to warm up. Space is very cold, and we can see their comet's tail. It's pretty cool. The solar system is an exciting place. Where would you like to go first? I think I would want to check out the rings of Saturn because those are super neat. Speaking of space stuff, we're going to get into our flip bags because the activities that you'll find in there are all related to space exploration. Okay? So week 12 has 2 things in there. Okay? So one of your bags is labeled week 12, has a nice chunk of, hard to see in here, but it's galaxy Play-Doh, galactic Play-Doh. It's pretty cool. And there's some bits and pieces in here that you can use to make impressions on your Play-Doh. You can tinker with it. You can use your Play-Doh to make shapes, like the shape of a planet, maybe. Maybe your planet looks like this galactic Play-Doh. Okay, all right. That's one bag here. Our second bag has some pretty neat activities in here. Again, week 12, all right? You'll find some glow-in-the-dark stars. You can see those there. Okay. And we were talking about how the stars can make some pictures if you trace them, right? Constellations. Well, you will use those stars to make your own constellation, right? Yeah, you can choose to make them over and over. Maybe you set them up on a piece of paper and move them around and trace the image that they make. Or maybe you can ask your mom and dad to put them on your wall. Okay. The second thing you'll find in this bag is a flashlight, all right? And to go along with the flashlight is a couple rubber bands and some cupcake holders, right? And what you do is you'll use that rubber band to secure that cupcake around the lens end of your flashlight, right? Then take a push pin, if you need help from your mom or dad, to poke a few holes, right? Because when you turn that light on, you've now made your own starry constellation, right? So at night when it gets dark, check out your own constellation that you've created, right? Make sure you don't flash it in your own eyes, though, or anyone else's. Week 13 has a couple of really neat items in there. The bag has a rock and some crayons, and there'll be some instructions to go along with your bag. But what the idea is, you will put your rock in an oven, right? You let it heat up about 250 degrees. You want to set your oven on that temperature. Let it heat up for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then use the crayons to draw on the rock, and the heat of the rock will melt the wax of the crayon. So make sure you place that hot rock on a surface that will not be burned or scorched or harmed by the heat of the rock, right? So a pan or several sheets of aluminum foil, right? You gotta protect yourself as well, so use gloves, right? But use that heat of the rock to color up that rock, right? If you have other crayons that you want to use at home, they're different colors than the crayons in the bag, feel free to use those. Make your own cool asteroid, right? Also, to go along with that, is a rock scavenger hunt, right? So around your home, right? Close by your house, you can find a smooth rock or a rock with a couple of different colors, a bumpy rock, a beautiful rock, a shiny rock, okay? These are all things that you can look for around your home. This is a rock scavenger hunt, right? And last but not least, you'll find also some foil, right? So you might use this foil to help you with your hot rock activity. But afterwards, you can tear it into small pieces and you can use it to lift rocks like you would in space, right? For example, our moon's gravity is only about 6 times as powerful as, let me rephrase that. It's a 1/6 as powerful as the Earth's. So things on the moon are a lot lighter than they are here on Earth, right? So you can feel like you're lifting some light moon rocks, right? And toss them into a basket. Have fun. All right. Last but not least, week 14 has to do with some astronaut exercises. So you'll see this sheet here, right? And on the back, right, has some different astronaut exercises, okay? They're all labeled differently, right? I'd like you to try each one 2 times. So maybe not all at once, but throughout the week, try them out. Try 2 exercises a day, right? You will also find a little cup of this powder here. Now, this is called Tang, right? Right? Your parents might know what this is, but what this is, children, is the same powdered drink that astronauts use in space. Right? So you can follow the instructions to create your own cool astronaut drink to maybe help quench your thirst after your exercises. Right? You will also find a sheet of black construction paper and some paint and cotton balls. And the idea is you'll dip the cotton balls in the paint, and we're gonna create some gravity-fueled splatter art. So find a space that you won't mind getting a little messy, maybe on a porch or on the sidewalk, somewhere that you aren't afraid of a little bit of paint splatter. And then try dropping your cotton balls from different heights and see how it affects the paint splatter. So you try them up high, try them up low, try them with a little bit of paint, or try them with a lot of paint. And if you have different paint colors at home, try them out. Make yourself your own galactic gravity artwork. So these are items you will find in your flip bags for the next couple of weeks, as well as the book that we read together today. So if you have any questions about the items, feel free to drop me a line. You can use our Facebook group or my email address. Most of you should have that. But if not, we'll find out one way or the other to get a hold of, you can get a hold of me. I'm glad that you guys joined me for week 12. We're gonna wrap things up with our goodbye song. Then we're clapping us out again. This time we're gonna rub them together. All right. And what we're doing here is we're creating some friction, which produces heat. Okay. All right. Because space is cold, so we want to be warm. All right. Are you ready? Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. We'll see you next week. All right, guys. Bye-bye. As always, thank you for letting me be a part of your morning. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.